A very warm welcome in the class of recurrence relation. Today our topic is the solution methodology of a recurrence relation by iterative method. I am Rupak Bhattacharjee, Assistant Professor, Department of Mathematics, JIS College of Engineering. So let us start our journey. Already in the last lecture, when we have discussed the recurrence relation and the formation of the recurrence relation and some other properties of the recurrence relation, there we have already analyzed that how to write it, what is the identification procedure of recurrence relation, what are the sequences, what are the sequence and the relationship between recurrence relation, what is the relationship between index, and so on. So actually this total discussion will allow us to compute any arbitrary term in the sequence without having to compute all the previous terms. It means when we are taking one sequence, we are thinking about any arbitrary term called AI or AJ without having to compute all the previous terms. We can go here, and in this section actually we are going to look this method, that means iterative method, for finding out the solution of recurrence relation. So the solution means a sequence which will actually give the recurrence relation, and in vice versa we can say that the terms will satisfy the recurrence relation. So what is our method of iteration? Now we are trying to understand this one. So we have AI as the sequence which is defined by this structure AK is equal to AK minus 1 plus 2. So this is the relation given to us. Now this initial value is also provided, that A0 is equal to 1. So we will use this A0 equal to 1 here to start our process, and obviously as it is A0, so we are not going to find out A0 from this. So n is greater than 0. That means we can find out, or rather you can write it here, k is greater than 0. That means we can put this position 1. So A1 is equal to A0 plus 2. Look at this, A1 is equal to A0 plus 2. A0 is given as 1, so 1 plus 2. Someone can write it 3, but we will always restrict ourselves to write any composite thing over here because we are trying to identify the pattern through the consecutive terms. Now our target is to find out A2. So A2 will be from this relation is A1 plus 2, but A1 is already 1 plus 2, so it is 1 plus 2 plus 2. Now we are going to write it as 1 plus 2 into 2 in the context in our mind that we may get some similar pattern in the next terms. Now A3. So A3 will be similarly A2 plus 2. A2 is 1 plus 2 plus 2, then plus 2 is for this. So here we are getting 1 plus 3 into 2. Similarly A4, 1 plus 4 into 2. Now look at this, if we see all these things, then we can think about it as 1 plus 1 into 2. So 1 plus 1 into 2, 1 plus 2 into 2, 1 plus 3 into 2, and so on. We are getting it as if an is equal to 1 plus n into 2, because if we take this structure will give all these things from putting n equal to subsequent values, and we will get this one. Now after simplifying this, we will get 1 plus 2n as the final expression, and look at this 1 plus 2n is not depending on a n minus 1, whereas this ak is depending on ak minus 1, but this an is not depending on an minus 1. We get 1 plus 2n, that means the term which is depending on the index, or it is not depending on the previous terms of the sequence. This technique is actually our method of iteration. So this is a very simple technique. We are going to show you more examples, and obviously we are going to practice some problems in the class. But before that, one very important application from where actually this is completely linked, we are going to give you a little briefing on that. The computer science background students knows that, because in their C programming classes or their any programming classes, they are going to code this. But it is a mathematical problem first, then obviously it is going to be computed and it comes into the periphery of programming. Here there is a puzzle. The puzzle is having some simple rules. First of all, we have to move the entire stack to another rod. So there is a rod and there are some stacks, and we have to move, and there is a one empty rod and there is another empty rod. Now our target is to move the entire stack to another rod, but the following rules will be maintained. Don't concentrate on this figure first, because we are going to discuss this one. First, your job is to understand this thing. Only one disk can be moved at a time. You can't pull all these three and you can't insert it here so that the job will be done. No. Next, each move consists of taking the upper disk from one of the stacks. Means you can't pull out the middle one and you can place it over here. It is not allowed. Only the upper one you can bring, and then you can put it in the another stack or in the empty rod. The next one is most important. No larger disk may be placed on the top of a smaller disk. Suppose you have taken a smaller disk from here and you have placed it here. After that you have taken the bigger one and you have placed it here. And after that you have taken the bigger one and you have placed it here. Then in every problem, after doing this, then you will do the reverse process over here. Then the next one will be here and the final one will be in the top, and you will get the answer. So these easy or shortcut making methods are not allowed. Now we are going to show you the example visual representation with 3 disks, and you will check that how many times it will need. It will need actually 7 moves. Now you can follow this one. Look at this. It is there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then 7. So if you are thinking about that, if the number of disks are increasing, as here the number of disks are 4, you are not going to make it with 7 steps. If the number of disks are 5, it will be bigger. But the question is how big it will be. The minimal number of moves required to solve a tower of Hanoi puzzles is 2 to the power n minus 1. Can you imagine how big the number is? If you take n equal to 1, it is 1, because there is a stack, you are just moving it out. So 1 step is required. If there are 2, then it is 2 to the power 2 minus 1, that is 2 to the power 2 means 4 minus 1, that means 3 number of steps are required. For 3, 2 to the power 3, that means 8 minus 1, that is 7 are required. But in this way, if you just grow bigger, suppose you have 5, then 2 to the power 5, that is 32 minus 1, 31 steps are required. So it is a big number when you are making n just increased by 1 steps. Now the mathematical representation of Tower of Hanoi. So this is the relation in tower of Hanoi, mk is equal to 2 to the 2 into mk minus 1 plus 1, and obviously with m1 equal to 1, that means the initial value. Now plugging the values of k into the relation, what we get? We get m2 means k equal to 2 is 2 into m1 plus 1, you can put it here, and as m1 is 1, it will be 2 plus 1, that is 3. Now m3, it is 2 into m2 plus 1 and 2 into 2 plus 1 plus 1, that is 2 to the power 4 plus 2 plus 1, what is the value? 7. In this way, look at this, what you are getting from your observation for very small numbers, they are matching here. Now m4 is calculated, m5 is calculated. After that you have to guess what will be your mn, and you have to guess it in a logical manner. For 5 it is 2 to the power 4, 2 to the power 3, 2 to the power 2, 2 to the power 1 and 2 to the power 0. So for n it will be 2 to the power n minus 1, 2 to the power n minus 2, then dot dot dot, then 2 plus 1. So this is the geometric series. So mn will be 2 to the power n minus 1, that means if you sum them up you will get this one according to the very standard rule of GP series. Now we are going to start another example. This example gives us a sequence ak is equal to ak plus 1 plus k, and the initial value a0 is equal to 0. So it is a simple problem, you please concentrate on this one. a1 is equal to a0 plus 1, a0 is used. a2 is equal to a1 plus 2, why it is 2? Because it is k. So this will be the same number as the step number. In this way, when we are proceeding in this pattern, an will be n plus n minus 1 plus n minus 2 dot 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 3 2 1 0, because if you are following the pattern is 1 is starting from 1 and so on, 2 is starting from 2 and so on up to 0, 3 3 to 0, 4 4 to 0, so n will be obviously n to 0. Now if you sum them up, you will get the addition as n into n plus 1 by 2. So if the question is solve this recurrence relation, this is the solution, and if the question is then find 100, so we can put n equal to 100 over here, and 100 can be directly calculated from this formula, and for that we don't have to depend on a99, then a98, a97 and so on. So these are the benefits of this one. Then another geometric sequence, this is also given as sk is equal to a sk minus 1 with s0 equal to b. So in the similar manner, if you just observe that s1, s2, s3, s4 all are calculated, and from this the pattern is identified, and finally for the nth term the pattern is written. And one note is that if b is equal to 1, then sn is equal to a to the power n. So it is obvious. Another geometric sequence is given, but there is a difference between the previous one. Sk is equal to a sk minus 1 plus 1 with s0 equal to 1. I am not going to discuss it elaborately because the pattern is same. You just have to follow the technique s1, s2, s3, s4, and then you will get that it appears sn is something like that, and you will get the answer. Okay. Now some observations are there. Each recurrence relation looks only one step back. That is, each relation has been the form of this. Sometimes when you are thinking about the relationship between Fibonacci series, then it will be 2 step back. If you are thinking about them something more, then it can be 3 step back. Initially it is 1 step, and we have used this term because if it is not possible for you to identify the pattern, then you will not be able to identify the solution. And the initial condition plays a vital role. It is true, because depending on the initial condition, actually the sequence expression is coming, and generating a formula from the generalization of the pattern looks back to our study of induction, because we are doing it in induction method. Now in the second part, when we are verifying the solutions, the solution is actually depending on mathematical induction. Look at the Tower of Hanoi problem, how we are doing it. When we are taking only one stack, m1 equal to 1 is achieved, because we can play the game and we can get this one. And the process what we have taken as 2 to the power n minus 1. So if we take the number of stack is 1, then 2 to the power n minus 1 is also 2 minus 1, that is 1. That is matching. So we are assuming that it will be going for mn is equal to 2 to the power n minus 1 for m1 equal to 1, n equal to 1. The question is, then our inductive step come. We have to take that, okay, it is true for n equal to 1. We have verified that. We are assuming that we are making that mk is equal to 2 to the power k minus 1. Then we have to do this mk plus 1 like the standard procedure of mathematical induction. Then we have to prove it, and look at this, it is a logical steps what is given. Therefore we can claim that what we have assumed is correct by mathematical induction method. So for initial value it is verified, for I equal to k it is assumed, and for I equal to k plus 1 it is again proved. This together with actually gives us the whole verification. Now you know that in every class we are doing some practice. Here also we are going to solve the following recurrence relation by iterative method. So first of all, you please follow the problem. Tn is equal to 2 into Tn minus 1 plus 1. Very good. N is having the restriction n is greater than equal to 2, and T1 is 1. The initial value is also given. So if n is equal to 2, there is no problem. But if n is equal to 1 here, you are getting T1, 2 T1 minus 1 T0. But do you know the value of T0? No. It is started from T1. So this recurrence relation is valid for n greater than equal to 2, and T1 will be used for finding out the result of the solution. So we are starting it from T2. So T2, what we can write? 2 into T2 minus 1, that is T1 plus 1. So we can write it as 2 into 1, because T1 is 1, then plus 1. We can write it 3 also, but at this moment we are not writing it, because we are trying to find out the pattern for the following terms. So now our job is to calculate T3. So if we are calculating T3, then it will be 2 into T3 minus 1, that is 2 plus 1. So T2 is already calculated. 2 into 2 plus 1 plus 1. So what we are getting? 2 into 2 plus 2 plus 1. So can I write it as 2 square plus 2 plus 1? I think yes. Now our job is to calculate T4. So it will be 2 into T3 plus 1. Now 2 into T3 means 2 square plus 2 plus 1 plus 1. So what we are getting? 2 cube plus 2 square plus 2 2 plus 1. Is there any confusion? If so, make a pause, then try to understand the thing, then go forward. Okay. Now, if we are confident in this, following these patterns, now can I write that Tn is equal to 2 to the power n minus 1. Why n minus 1? Because it is 4, it is 3. It is 3, it is 2. So it will be 2 to the power n minus 1, then plus 2 to the power n minus 2, then plus dot 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 plus 2 square plus 2 plus 1. And now it is nothing but your lone series, and the summation of this series will be 1 minus 2 to the power n by 1 minus 2. Someone can write it in the reverse order also. The numerator and denominator both will be reversed, and we are going to get it is 2 to the power n minus 1 as the solution. And already we have discussed that we will not be able to target how to find out T1 from this. No, because T1 is given and n is starting from greater than equal to 2. So now, if the problem is clear, we are going forward for another practice problem. Okay. So it is Tn is equal to 4 into Tn minus 1 plus 8 to the power n. I have a request here, make a pause, take the problem, solve it, then resume the play and check whether you are in line with our discussion or not. So here it will be T1 is equal to 4 T0 plus 8 to the power 1. 4 T0 means 4 into 1 plus 8. Clear? Next, T2, 4 T1 plus 8 to the power 2. So what we are getting? 4 T1 is 4 into 1 plus 8 plus 8 square. So can I write it as 4 square plus 4 into 8 plus 8 square. Next we are starting from T3 and your calculation will give you 4 cube plus 4 square into 8 plus 4 into 8 square plus 8 cube. Now when we are trying to find out the pattern for Tn, we are getting it that 4 and 8 are coming as A and B. The power of A is having highest 3 and it is gradually decreasing 3 to 1 0. That means we can think about 4 to the power 0. And here it is 8 to the power 0, then 8 to the power 1, then 8 square, then 8 cube. But if we think about this, then can we simplify or can we write the expression of Tn in compact form? Or instead of that, if we are writing that Tn is Tn is 4 to the power n plus 4 to the power n minus 1 into 8 plus 4 to the power n minus 2 into 8 square plus dot 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 plus 4 into 8 to the power n minus 1 plus 8 to the power n. Then in the next line, what we can write, 4 to the power n plus 4 to the power n into 1 by 4 into 8 plus 4 to the power n into 1 by 4 square into 8 square plus dot 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 plus 4 to the power n into 2 to the power n. You can ask, sir, why you are writing 4 to the power n common? You can write 8 to the power n common also. You can try it in your home and you can think about that whether you are going to be able to get any compact form or closed form for this particular approach. Next, we can take 4 to the power n common from it, and what we get, 1 plus 4 8, that means 2, so it is 2 plus 2 square plus dot 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 plus 2 to the power n. So can I write it as 4 to the power n, and then it is again our known series like the previous one, and then we can write it as 1 minus 2 to the power n plus 1 by 1 minus 2. So you can write it as 4 to the power n, then 2 to the power n plus 1 minus 1. After simplification, we can write it as 2 into 8 to the power n minus 4 to the power n, because here 2 to the power n and 2, so 2 to the power n and 4 to the power n is combined, so it is 8 to the power n into 2. So this is our result, what we are actually looking for. So what was actually our target? Our target is to write it in terms of n, and we have successfully reached for both the problems, the previous one also, here, and the next problem also here. In both the cases we are able to get this. That means we have solved the given recurrent solution and we have used the process for solving this, which is called iterative method. In the consequent classes, we are going to discuss some more methods for finding out the solution of recurrence relation. So hope the thing is clear to you. Please do practice some problems in your home according to the given assignments, and if there is any query, feel free to contact me. Thank you. Happy listening, happy learning.